open it up. Does anyone have any questions for Verlaine? Yes.
I have like 5 questions. Some are statements. One, you look amazing. I've just, every time she walked by, doesn't she just like flow?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. This isn't really a question, just like, how did you go about TV in the pandemic? It's just my, oh my, maybe that's just a testament to my own whatever, but you had no TV, which made you focus on something else. I'm just amazed to hear that. I never would have survived that. That's 2. 3, I haven't yet read the book, and I'm going to. So what is, I don't need to know what your Twitter following is like, but how many people do you follow? Because obviously you were impacted by what you were following, and so much so that you thought some of these were resonated enough to publish. So how did you, who did you start following? Was there a genre of people or businesses, or how did you start following people so much so that you saw so much value in what they were saying? Yeah. And then I think if I remember my next 2, I will.
Thank you so much. I have to say, because many people I met here through a project that I was leading when I was at Huemanbooks called the African Women Leaders Network. And leaders, because you talk about leadership and the fact that we follow, who do we follow and who do we follow back. I think it's very important that we hear each other, so I do have a lot of people that I follow, but it's very important that we filter also, because in today's society there's so much happening, there's so much information, and there are no barriers around it, there are no filters, and if we're not careful, we're exposed to so many negative thoughts. People go on Twitter and share their negative thoughts, and like, I'm depressed, I'm gonna kill myself. I mean, those are mental health issues, and you find the strength within yourself to give pieces and to try to support and say, how do we help you move away from that space? But you have other people who carry such negative burdens, and I don't want to go into the why, etc., because we all have to heal our beings, and that's what for me Unbound was, healing the internal pieces that were broken. But it's very important to look at the type of following you have, to literally, I'm sorry to say that, but maybe to make a plan, right. To think, I want to be inspired. The work that I did was a lot on the ground on the continent in Africa, and I see my sister Alison here from Huemanbooks hiding on the side. But it's a lot of meeting young women, doing incredible things with little means in the Gambia, in South Sudan, in places, a country that was just recently created, and seeing them having so much resilience in environments that give them so little inspires me in return in the work that I do to make sure that I focus efforts and work for them, and that the work, the writings that I write reflects also some of their dreams that are my dreams, and I think that's the Ubuntu philosophy, that I see myself in you and you see yourself in me. And that brings me back to the very beginning, that for each other to be able to see each other, that we need to remove some of the layers. We've accumulated so many layers. I am this, I am, I do this, I work at this, How do you make sure that you peel to the core, so that your core meets another core and you're able to get inspired and move forward?
Did you remember your
I
other
sure
question?
did, and I will say the Prosecco is great here, and that's why I was reading my question. I did remember, thank you, 2 glasses, and I remember the last 2. And I'll present it twofold. So, how did you come upon Wordy? And 2, will this be published in other languages?
That's a very good point. I think it's destiny. Patrice was destiny. I called Patrice. I don't even remember the full backstory, but what I remember is that I got on a call with Patrice, and we were so aligned. I sent her a copy of the manuscript. She read it. She said yes. I said really feel okay. And yes, and here we are. But I have to say, Patrice is more than a publisher. You've been my psychiatrist lately.
300 an hour.
You see, bill me later for people who don't. So the 5,000 copies you're gonna get, you're gonna support it. I'm joking, but yeah, no. So I guess my other point is to be able to surround yourself with someone you trust. Someone who understands the work you do and believe in you. So I'm really grateful to you, Patrice.
Thank you. What was
Thank
the
you.
other question?
The language, other languages,
Okay.
but I'm gonna back up.
I know we
because
have
feel like
another question.